Guys, we're going to go ahead and get started since it's a couple minutes after 12. First of all, I want to thank all of y'all for coming. We've got over 30 people joining us on Zoom. We're glad that y'all could come and hear about 2021 from the Chamber. So just to introduce myself, I think we've got a lot of new members and new faces on here. I'm Catherine Johnson. I'm the CEO of the Chamber. And we want to thank you again for joining us. We've got a lot of news to share from this past year. Can everybody hear me okay? I just want to make sure. Can y'all hear me? Okay. And so I'm excited to kind of give y'all an update. We did decide to go virtual again just because we had a lot of good feedback last year, getting the meeting side of the thing, the meeting side out of the way, and then celebrating the awards banquet later. So here with me, I have our 2021 chair, who is really excited to move to immediate past chair, Paige Glazer, and then I have Emily Cannon, who is our 2022 chair with us today. So we're glad to have y'all. And then Tura is here in the background. So we've got all of our team here. I was trying to see if we had any past chairs on the call today, but I can't tell because there's so many of y'all. But I'm going to go ahead and share our screen so that y'all can kind of see what we've put together for y'all. Okay. So today we'll kind of report on our membership and what that looked like in 2021. We'll also do a brief overview of our financials. Once the financial review that we get done is finished, we will have that available here at the office if you're interested in looking at that. We'll kind of go over a highlight of our events and programs, thank our 2021 board, and then introduce our new board members for 2022. So in 2021, we had a retention rate of 92%, which is up from 88% in 2020, which is well above that national average for chamber industries, which is between 78 and 86%. We really could not thank our members enough for that. That's such a great retention rate, and we are grateful for our members for sticking with us after 2 really crazy years, our ambassadors for always checking in on our members, as well as our board of directors really helping us create an atmosphere that our business community wants to be a part of. We started 2021 with 418 active members and closed out the year with 471. And we're hoping we'll hit 500 this year, and I'm gonna have a lot of balloons or something if we do that. So just want to say thank you to our members for sticking with us. We really could not do it without y'all. Financials, just a brief overview. If y'all can see the screen, total assets ended up at $744,895. We did in the past year, we did pay off our EIDL loan. So I think we reported last year that we were able to get the PPP grant as well as an EIDL loan. But thankfully, through our membership and different events, we no longer needed it and we're able to pay that off. So we did get rid of that debt. And then from a profit and loss standpoint, we had a net income of $187,800 for the last year. Like I said, we will have our detailed financial review done later on this year, and y'all can always come by the office and review that if you would like to or have any questions. Moving on to our events and programs. So we're still able to have a lot of our programs. A few had to be postponed just because of Delta and Omicron and whatever other variants we probably will have. But we were still able to have a majority of our programs. So we're not going to go through all of them, but just want to highlight some of the big stuff, like our new Young Leaders of Bryan County program. We also were able to host our Grits in Government, and no, we had that in December this year. So we had that in December, where we heard from a lot of our state officials and had over 200 people in attendance. We still were able to host a lot of our Coffee and Commerce networking events. So those are kind of a smaller networking event for people that can't make it after hours or don't want to be in such a big crowd. We were able to host our legislative dinner in Atlanta, where we were able to advocate and speak on behalf of our business owners with our state officials and state government entities, as well as our Leadership Appreciation or STROS. So this year was really getting back in the swing of things. As I mentioned briefly, we did start a Young Leaders of Bryan County program for high school students. So as most of you know, we have our Leadership Brine program every other year for adults. And last year, well, really in 2020, we decided, why don't we do this for students? And really the main point of that was, to develop a new generation of leaders here in our county, and also just show these students that there are so many opportunities to stay here in Richmond Hill and Bryan County for careers. So we had 7 students participate. We've got a few photos up there, and all of the students were sponsored by member companies. So we want to again thank those companies, which were Great Oaks Bank, Ameris Bank, Georgia Power, Radiant Places sponsored 2 students, Hargrave Fiber, and MESAC Engineering. So they made it to where these students could go through this program for free, which was really key in getting them to participate. So really excited about that. We will have that program again in 2023. And so it'll alternate with our adult class. Also want to talk about and highlight our ambassador program. So this continued, we met monthly throughout the year. And we actually brought on several new ambassadors. For those of you who don't know, you should all have an ambassador that reaches out to you at least quarterly or once a year to kind of check in. If you don't, let me know. But they're kind of your contact to make sure you know what's going on. If you have any updates you need on your profile, they're kind of your liaison between you and Tura and I at the office. And they're also someone to kind of look for a friendly face if you're new to joining us at events and that kind of thing. So one, make sure you've got somebody to reach out to if you don't, let us know. And then if you're interested in being ambassador, we're always looking to add to the team. It is a volunteer group that helps us with our chamber events, like the festival and the golf and clay shoot tournaments, ribbon cuttings and whatnot. So, but it's an added little benefit as an additional networking group that's pretty close knit. So just want to say thank you, and we'll kind of go through. So we've got Ashley Braun with Reflections, Brian Mims with Edward Jones, Brittany Slattery with Thomas and Hutton, Daphne Harris with Coastal Electric, Derek Goldfarb with the new In-Market Arena, Elliot Good with Morgan Stanley, Hannah Valentine with Beach Insurance, James Smith with Combat Boots to the Boardroom, Kristen Crystal Tar with Chia Vista. I'm sorry, Crystal, if you're on the call. Lynn Lefwich with Magnolia Manor, Mike Rebeffa with Richmond Hill Neighbors, Nicole Jones with Bodiford Realty and now Root Health, Rose with Sunder Energy, and Sarah Lippert with Ameris Bank, and Susan Lyon, who's also with Edward Jones. We're excited to welcome our 3 new ambassadors for this year. Matt Campbell, who's with Georgia Matters, Matt Hodges with State Farm, and Casey Vance with State Farm. So just really want to say thank you to that team. You support Tura and I so much. We really could not do our jobs without you. So thank you. To move on to some of our events that we were able to have, we held over 20 ribbon cuttings and grand openings in 2021. This is probably one of our more popular member benefits and probably one of my favorites. It's just really exciting that we continue to welcome new businesses to our community, or if you would like to have a ribbon cutting to celebrate a milestone or a transition of ownership. This is a great way to get your business in front of people on social media and whatnot. So we want to again congratulate those 20 ribbon cutting recipients in 2021. We also were able to hold most of our business after hours. We only had 8 out of our 12, but want to again say thank you to all of our hosts that do that. We know that it takes a lot of work and financial expenses to put those on, and we hope that everyone will continue to join us at those as these businesses host us. But again, we only had 8 last year because of a few postponements due to COVID, but this year we're hopeful to have all 12, and those are actually already up on the calendar. So we hope you can join us, and want to thank anytime for this last week. It was a great turnout. Thanks to your membership, we are able to offer a high school scholarship to CTAE work-based learning students. So this past year, instead of just doing 2, we were able to give out $4,000 scholarships. We were proud to have Corey, Maya, Alexis, and Ruth with us at our awards banquet last year. With the timing of everything, they were able to join us. But they all are off, I believe, doing really great things. We have several UGA students, which I am proud of, so go Dogs. But we do want to thank you again for your support, because this scholarship would not be possible without your membership. So thank you. And the 2022 scholarship information will be out shortly. So if you have a high school student, keep an eye out for that. Some of our fun annual events, we did have our golf tournament again this year. It was held at the Ford Field and River Club, presented by Great Oaks Bank. We had 25 teams participate and over 75 sponsors. This event helped us raise over $20,000, which goes towards kind of operating expenses and whatnot throughout the year. So just really want to thank all the teams that support us in that, and also our sponsors. We really enjoy this annual event and hope y'all do too. The registration is open for this year. So let us know if you have any questions on that.
Is one of our cars going off?
I don't know, it might be.
I'll go look.
So in 2020, as most of y'all know, we weren't able to have the Seafood Festival. So we were tasked with coming up with another fundraising event, which we came up with the Clay Shoot Tournament. And that ended up being so popular. We were able to host our second annual one this past December. And y'all always show up in masses. So we had 31 teams, over 25 sponsors. And this event, like the golf tournament, helps us raise money towards our operating expenses and keeping other expenses lower throughout the year. So we just really want to thank you for your continued support of these annual fundraisers and events, and hope you'll continue to join us on those. One thing I'm excited to talk about, and I promise we'll keep this short, but we were finally able to have the Seafood Festival while Tura and I were here. So this was actually our first start to finish festival. So it was a little bittersweet. As y'all know, in 19, we had a tropical storm that we had to cancel Saturday. And then 2020, we made the hard decision to cancel due to COVID. But this year we had record numbers. So we had over 20,000 people show up through the gates over the 3 days. And then a little over 1,000 people that had tickets for our sponsor tent. We were able to donate a little over $17,500 back to the nonprofits that are involved in the festival. So those are people like our nonprofit food vendors, our volunteers, things like that. We're able to give that money back to them. And then after talking with Christy with our visitor center, the occupancy rate for our hotels in the high tier range was 80% plus. So we're just so proud that this event not only supports the chamber as a fundraiser, but supports so many organizations and businesses in our community. And it truly wouldn't be possible without all the volunteers, our board, our ambassadors, everybody making that happen, our sponsors, our vendors. So we just want to say thank you. We appreciate all of you. Go ahead and save the date for this year. It'll be October 14th, 15th, and 16th. So we're excited to continue the tradition of the festival, and so glad to have a record-setting year this past year. I think I saved one of the best things for last. I really want to thank our 2021 executive board and board of directors. The last 2 years, and pretty much all of y'all have been here for the past 2 years, but it has not been easy. We've had a lot of tough decisions to make. We've had to meet a lot to weigh all the options and what was going to benefit our membership the most. And just want to say thank you for all of your service. For those of you who don't know, it is completely volunteer. So they spend a lot of time with us and we really appreciate it. So our 2021 executive board and board of directors, we just want to say thank you for the time that you've spent. We will be celebrating Ms. Sheila Dolney next Monday, as she is retiring after 9 years on the board. So if you haven't bought tickets already, we hope you will, and we'll send her with well wishes. We do want to welcome our 2022 full board. So as I mentioned earlier, Emily Cannon will be our 2022 chair. Paige Glazer will be our immediate past chair. Brian Bixler with Ameris Bank will be on our executive committee, along with Ralph Forbes with Thomas and Hutton, Drew Johnson with Arnold and Stafford, Danielle Hopper with Ford Field and River, and Frank Henderson with Roberts International Truck. And then our full board, We still have a great team with Tom Allman with Fort Stewart, Steve Aspen with GeoVista, Bill Cunningham with Radiant Places, Webb Elvington, who's a new member from St. Joe, William Gaines with Caldwell Banker, Erin Fountain with Remax Accent. She's a new board member of ours. Megan Gillespie with the Palm Salon, Caitlin Hawkins with the City Center, Lynetta Smith with Combat Boots to the Boardroom, who's our third new board member, Bree Thomas with EOM, and Robbie Ward with the City of Richmond Hill. So we are excited for the work that's going to come this year. And if you are interested in being a board member, please let our board members know so that, you know, in the future when we have our nominating sessions, they know that you've expressed interest. And last but not least, I do want to say thank you to our team. So like I said, Tura's here behind the scenes, but she is truly my right hand. I am left-handed, so she truly is my right hand in this role. I could not do my job without her, and we're just so appreciative for all that she does. And then for those of you who have not met our intern, Blake, he has joined us. He joined us last year and will be continuing with us this semester with work-based learning. So you might be getting emails from him. We're trying to get him to pick up the phone and actually call you, but we're just really grateful for him helping take off a little bit of the load for us. So I know this was really fast, but really just wanted to report to you what all happened in the last year and want to thank you for your continued support. At this point, I'm gonna kind of run through a few of our upcoming events, and then I'll hand it over to Paige and Emily. We do have our awards banquet on Monday, January 31st at Bubba's Bistro. So this will be where we announce our 2021 Small Business and Large Business of the Year, as well as our Ambassador of the Year, and we'll celebrate Paige as she steps down and Sheila as she leaves the board. And then as you can see, we have several other events coming up throughout the first quarter. You can register for all of those on our website. And if you ever have any questions about the events or things coming up, just reach out to us here at the office. So Paige, I will hand it over to you for any farewell closing comments.
Farewell. No, I've enjoyed this year. There were definitely a lot of tough decisions to be made. Do we, don't we, in regards to the Seafood Festival, but thank goodness we did. It was a fabulous turnout, and couldn't have asked for a better crowd, just better participation with all the businesses who came out and about, the city for everything that they gave, and all of our sponsors as well, and this staff and the entire board and ambassadors, and I could go on, but that's a hard event to pull off, and I'm just really thankful that it was such a success. From there, it's been a joy just watching this community grow. You guys are part of that every single day, and Catherine and her team are doing such a fabulous job making it easy to have the resources and things that we business owners and big sponsors need in growing and thriving here. So Richmond Hill couldn't be what it was without this amazing Chamber of Commerce. So anyway, kudos and congratulations, Emily, on taking this seat, and here you go.
I guess I need to get I think I said this last year, I need to get a gavel for us to hand over.
I never had a gavel, I just had to
I
get
might be a little too tempted with that. No, I've enjoyed being a part of this chamber board for the past few years, and I look forward to the coming year. It's been great to see how we have changed and pivoted when necessary and grown. So I personally look forward to ways in this next year to take what we've done with this past year with a good seafood festival and successful year, and seeing how we can reinvest that back into the community and the things we can do in the partnerships we can continue to grow.
Awesome, thank you. Well, one last final thing before we send y'all off for the rest of the week. Again, we hope you can join us on Monday at the awards banquet. Tickets are on sale on our website. So please go ahead and do that. And then thank you, Ralph, for the reminder. We do have our State of the Community Forum breakfast coming up in March. So if you have any questions you want to submit to our community partners, which will include the city, the county, the schools, the visitor center, Pembroke, and the Development Authority, please go ahead and send that to Tura and I, and we'll present that to our Government Affairs Committee. Disclaimer, not all questions may be asked. It will just depend on our Government Affairs Committee and then the time that we have at the event. But please go ahead and submit those as we start to work on that event as well. Tickets are available for that as well. So that's March 3rd. But just really want to thank all of y'all for your support. I'm excited for this year. I think it'll be a really great year as we continue to move forward and grow. Please know that we are here to help you in any way that we possibly can, and hope to see you at an event soon. So thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all later.